In this video, we will learn about NTFS file system. First of all, we will read master boot record. From there, we will find the location of boot sector and we will read this boot sector and extract some useful information from this boot sector. From there, we will find the location of master file table, and from master file table, we will try to extract an existing file from the system. So for the purpose of this video, I'm using FTK and I will use a live image of an Windows XP. So let's begin. Let me first add this. So I will use a physical drive as evidence. Next, finish. So now we are in the boot record. Okay, so boot record ends with 55 and AA. So in this video you can see that this boot record is ending with 55 and AA. So we will extract some useful information from this boot record using this diagram. And those who don't have this diagram, you can download it from the link given in the description section below. So this let's extract some useful information from this boot record. So as you can see, these lines are partition. This let me show you here. This is partition number 4, this is partition number 3, this is partition number 2, and this is partition number 1. Since these values are 0, it means that this NTFS file system has only one partition, which is this, and we can verify this going here. As you can see, there is only one partition, there is only one logical disk by the name of C drive. So this NTFS system has only one partition. Now we will extract some useful information from this partition. So let's first examine this diagram. As you can see, the second byte from left is the boot indicator, and this boot indicator tells us that whether this NTFS file is bootable or non-bootable. So if we see here, the second byte from left is 80, and if we go to this diagram, the value 80 tells us that it is a bootable file system. Now let's extract another useful information. Now we will see that we will try to read the system ID. So the system ID is the third byte from left. So if we go here and see the third byte from left, it is 07, and if we compare this with this diagram, the value 07 means it is an NTFS file system. So since it is a Windows machine, it means it is an NTFS file system. Now we will extract another useful information from this master boot record, which is going to be the location of the boot sector. From this master boot record, we will extract the location of this boot sector of partition 1, and the location of the boot sector of this partition is this relative sector, gives us the information of the starting sector of the boot sector. So let's try to extract this information, and it is situated, let's see from where it is. 1 2 3 4 5 6. After 6 bytes from the left, 4 bytes value is the value of the relative sector. So let's see, if we go here and 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, this. So as you can see, this is the value of the relative sector, and if we convert this x value to decimal, we get 64. So this is the value of the starting of boot sector of partition 1. So if we right click and click go to the sector 63 in decimal and click OK, I think we made a mistake here. Four bytes, 3, go to the sector 63, 63. So right now we are in the boot sector of partition 1. Right now we are in this boot sector of partition 1. So from master boot record, we read this partition 1, and from partition 1 we got this got the information about the boot sector of partition 1. So right now we are in the boot sector of partition 1. From this boot sector, we will extract some useful information about the master file table of partition 1. So for this purpose, for reading this boot sector, we will use this diagram to read this boot sector of partition 1. From this partition, we will extract some useful information, which is sectors per cluster and bytes per sector, and the location of the master file table. So let's try to read this boot sector of partition 1. So as you can see, the third byte from the left tells us about the sectors per cluster. So if we go there, there is third byte whose decimal value is 8, tells us about the number of sectors per cluster. So we will note down this 8 sectors per cluster. Now we will extract another useful information, which is bytes per sector, and these bytes are the fourth and fifth value from the left, tells us about the bytes per sector. So if we go there, and this fourth and fifth value, which when we convert it to decimal, it becomes 512. So we have 512 bytes per second. Now we have to find the location of the master file table. So master file table is located at the fourth row, 1, 2, 3 and fourth, and its value is 8 bytes long. So if you go here on the fourth row, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, and go to the 8th value. So this is the location of the master file table. It tells us the cluster value of a master file table in hexadecimal, and if you use this hex value interpreter, it tells us its value in decimal. So we will copy it. So the 50 cluster this. Now we have to convert this into the bytes. For converting into the bytes, so starting byte 786, we will multiply this to the sectors per cluster. So this is the cluster number, and there are 8 sectors per cluster, so we will multiply it by 8, and there are 512 bytes per cluster. We will multiply it by 5 and 12, and let's see its value. Let's calculate this. 6 2 into 8, then 12. We get this value. Okay, so let's write this 3 2 1 5 472. So now when we convert this value to hexadecimal using this converter from decimal to hex, we get this value. Since think of it, since this value is in hexadecimal, we will add 0x in front of it. Now this is the starting byte of master file table in hexadecimal. Now if we right click here and go to the offset and type byte, and let me copy it first. Copy and click hex the file. Okay, so this is the starting of the master file table of partition 1, and we can verify this from this entry. So the first entry in the master file table is the master file table itself. So now we have reached the location of the master file table of partition 1. In the next video, we will try to extract information about an existing file from this master file table. So master file table starts with this signature file. So see you in the next video.